Bro, we're like a couple of days away from Valentine's Day, and for some of you, it really doesn't matter at all. But for those of you who do have love, then of course I wish you the best. Except if you're a part of these harem animes. Dude, I am drastically tired of these ridiculous harem series. I really thought about giving this video a positive plot twist, but bro, it was just too hard. These shows are just burning me dry. And I do a pretty good argument by saying that they're only getting worse as time goes along. Just to set the stage, I actually used to not have an issue with any type of harem at all. Honestly, this is kind of like your childhood guilty pleasure. Yeah, you probably watched something really big like Dragon Ball or One Piece, but every now and then when Adult Swim came on and your parents went to bed, it's time to watch some To Love Ru. And hey, I'm just being honest with you, that was called entertainment. I'm sure you did the same thing too, but back then it didn't feel as egregious as it does now. Now, some of the shows that I at the time really did enjoy, such as To Love Ru or High School DxD, they try to give you a little bit more instead of the usual underslip. But when it comes to these newer shows, I just can't get with it. I mean, technically speaking, the harems are exactly the same as it used to be. Instead, they just try to give you some type of quirky reasoning as to why you should watch this one compared to another. Such as this dude in the 100 Girlfriend series is told he needs to date 100 girls. I don't know, dude. I just can't, bro. It was like painful to watch this, and it was only like 12 episodes. Maybe because every single thing is a secret innuendo to reference something else. And then it's just watching him go through high school collecting them all like Pokemon cards. I mean, dude, in this scene, he literally gets a paper cut and then some random girl just starts sucking on his finger. It's crazy because this lasted like 30 seconds of the show. And then afterwards, he just does some type of thing where she just accepts him and now he's one of his girlfriends. He was like showing her off too, like, hey, this is a new part of our group, be friends because you're all gonna love me. Oh gosh, dude, the headache, it's just too much. Even watching the girls in this series have a nosebleed as if this dude isn't a copy paste. It's just devastating, and I can easily say this is not the worst harem I've seen. Now, I'm not about to say this is the worst, however, have you seen Rent a Girlfriend? I feel like I've already complained about this show before, but I mean, I'm about to do it again anyway. Rent a Girlfriend's premise is so painful, and the title is the most fitting because it's about a guy that has to rent out a girlfriend. Now, I'm gonna just say this, that he is not completely hopeless because he's not a bad looking dude. The problem is he's a pure pathetic loser. Therefore, he resorts to trying to get a girlfriend that he can pay them money for just to say he's dating somebody. And well, this show really revolves around multiple girls that just get paid to do that. Now, the girls within the series, I really don't mind. And it's kind of crazy because some of them do like Kazuya for whatever stupid reason there is. But dude, Kazuya just ruins everything about Rent a Girlfriend. It's at the point now you can get on Reddit and see people asking things like this. If you don't know how pathetic Kazuya is, then you just simply have not watched this show. And me just telling you or putting pictures on the screen does not do it justice. I mean, dude, what is this right here? I know you're not sick. Why do you have used tissues on the floor? It's just so much, dude, and Rent a Girlfriend will just break you. Now, to be completely fair, this is an outlier for a harem, because while he can have every single girl he wants, he basically chooses none of them. Instead, he just makes me feel worse. Now, these harem anime are really a hit or miss for me, even though I just complained about two of them that have fumbled the bag tremendously. I've seen a couple over the past few years that aren't too bad. I mean, Quintessential Quintuplets was not too bad of a harem anime. I mean, for the audience, you just have 5 random girls that look very similar and they're stupid. So for the audience, it's just like pick which one you like the most. And of course, you know the main character of the show is not going to do the pick you want. And also, we have to realize that a harem anime or series is completely different from a romance. When it comes to a romance, it usually has characters that don't just fall into each other's undergarments. And I must say, if you're looking for some type of love series, this is easily the best one. I think of a series such as Snafu, at which this guy picked wrong, My Dress Up Darling, at which this guy is fumbling the bag as well, or even something like Love is War, which is not a strong romance compared to it being a comedy. But as I just said before, this is completely different. I have no issue with the romance series like this, including shows that have a special twist to it. I mean, a show like Citrus might get you a little bit hot and bothered, but this is a romance series whether you like it or not. So romance, you're gonna get a pass from me, you're pretty solid. But when it comes to these harems, I simply just don't know. Now, I could just stop here and say it's a lost cause. Maybe we'll never get a good harem anime again, that's simply what it is. But you know, it's sometimes just hard to accept. Even though you heard me complain about a couple of harem shows already, I don't think that those shows are as nearly as bad as this one. I almost can't show you any footage because of how non-PG-13 it is. When it comes to a show like Redo of Healer, I just don't know what they were thinking. There is clearly a fine line between what harem is and simply what this is. And as you can guess, it easily crossed that boundary. Now listen, if you're a fan of the different exquisite types of art, then that's perfectly fine. But this is easily something that should not be available on Amazon Prime. I mean, it's kind of crazy how much this show pushes an agenda and it still stays in the same exact category. Now, I won't jump into completely slandering the show because other people have already done it, but all I'm trying to get at is something needs to change if we want to keep this genre around. As I mentioned before, the romance series are really kicking butt right now, and that's mainly because people want to see that romance that they simply can't have. But if you want to try to push a series that has multiple romances, then you have to do that differently. And all I'm trying to say is these shows are simply not it. But you know what? I'm gonna take a step back and just digress, because there is a chance that something else may come out that is completely, utterly peak. But until then, I hate you. But it's better for you guys to tell me what you think in the comments down below. And remember that other video I referenced at the beginning of the video? That's over here. So go check me out hating on that video too. I do it a lot. Until next time, y'all take care. Peace.